Good everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Becca if you're new here, and if you're not, if you've been here since the very beginning, then you don't even need to watch this video because you already know everything that's happened in it. I just wanted to do a kind of year in review video because it is the end of the year and it just sounded so fun to kind of go back and look at the big events that have happened this year and also just some of the fun memories that we've made along the way. So let's get started. So way back in January, we started this year out in a very snowy Utah in America, and it was great. We were living with family and it was so beautiful, and we were also so excited / terrified because at the time COVID was happening. We were in lockdown, American lockdown, and we had the job here in New Zealand, but we hadn't actually gotten word to come over quite yet because of said lockdown and pandemic. The reason we decided to move to New Zealand was actually because my husband Billy got a job here. He is playing with the Auckland Philharmonia Orchestra. He plays the French horn. He is their third horn. And due to the lockdown and the borders being shut, we weren't able to come over. So we had to wait an entire year, which brings us to the beginning of 2021, where we just had to sit there and kind of wait in limbo, waiting to see when the borders would open or when we could get a special clearance to come over. It was a very uncertain time. We had no idea what our life was gonna look like, or when we'd be coming, or what the job would be like, or what New Zealand would be like. So it was really frustrating and exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same exact time. So finally, after a few months, we got it and we pretty much packed up our bags right away, hopped on a plane, and landed in Auckland. It was insane. We're all packed up and heading to the airport now. It's getting very surreal. It's scary and exciting. It doesn't feel real anymore. It was a very exhausting slog of a journey. We're on our New Zealand plane. And it was around this time that I kind of had it in my mind that I wanted to start our YouTube channel. I'd been kind of thinking about it for a while, but it wasn't until I started watching other people's journey to New Zealand and watching their MIQ experiences that I was like, you know what? This is a perfect time to start it. Let's just start documenting our journey here to New Zealand, because even if nobody, not a single soul watches it except my mom, like, it will be a great way to look back and see how much we've grown, how much our little baby boy has grown. And yeah, I'm so glad that we did do that, because now we have this whole year documented. We had the pleasure and joy of staying in MIQ, or Managed Isolation Quarantine, if you don't somehow know what that is. So that is 2 full weeks locked into a hotel room in Auckland City Center. And honestly, for us, it wasn't that bad. Our baby boy was only 10 months at the time, so he took kind of a lot of attention and time, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. Like, I can't imagine being locked up with him right now. We're home now. Well, we did it. It is day 14. We just have to wait until 11 o'clock and then we can leave. It's very exciting, but again, it's kind of scary because now we're in charge of our lives and we're in another country and we don't know where we're staying after this next week. After the 2 weeks of MIQ, we were actually pretty stressed out because we had no idea where we're going to live, what our new life was going to be like. And we also had, you know, a 10-month-old that we had to take care of, and we were in a new country. We didn't know anybody here. Luckily, our friends at his new job really helped us out. In the end, it all worked out amazingly. We settled into our new home, albeit with absolutely no furniture in it. We happened to move in over a holiday weekend, so all the shops and things were closed. But we were able to get the essentials and enough to get comfortable. Over time, you know, we got the things like the couches and all of the bits and bobs, and we were able to make our house into a home. It's been so nice. And the other big amazing thing is that Billy actually got to start his job, and it was wonderful. He absolutely loves it there, and I love it by extension because everybody there is just so nice, and it is such a good environment for him to work in, and he absolutely loves it. And really, I think that that makes all the difference in the world, is having a job that you love and that supports you. I think you can just kind of build a very happy life around that. So we are very lucky in that regard. happened over time is that we started making new acquaintances and meeting new friends, and it's just been so lovely. Honestly, I think that is like the biggest and hardest thing about moving countries is just giving yourself the time to be able to make friends, because it just takes time to develop those really good relationships. And we are just not the most patient people. So once we were a lot more settled, we started exploring all over Auckland, and I am just always amazed by how beautiful Auckland is. I always start thinking, oh man, I wish we could go see other parts of New Zealand, which I'm still very excited to do that. But every time we go on a hike or to a beautiful beach here, I'm always just blown away because it is so breathtaking how beautiful Auckland can be. Goodbye. Oh no. We were also able to get out of Auckland a few times. We ended up going to the Coromandel for a very lovely week. Did it.
No, 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 no.
That's chilly. Another exciting thing that happened this past year is our little boy's first birthday. It was so fun. It was actually just me and Billy, and then we Zoom called all of our family in. So that was really nice. We just kept it really simple and went around the block and got a bunch of like tree clippings and things as his decorations. And since then, we've been able to visit a few other places around the North Island.
You film that? Oh my gosh. Oh. Be a better way of doing it.
Wow! What do you think? Unfortunately, another big thing that has definitely made a big difference this past year is that COVID got into New Zealand again and everything completely locked down. And at the beginning, I'm gonna have to say I actually quite enjoyed it. I had Billy around 100% of the time to help me keep our little one busy. And it was just so crazy and different. Life definitely slowed down, but it was just so weird that the streets were empty. There were lines for the grocery stores. We did a lot of baking and ate a lot of very good food here at home. Oh my goodness. Can you give that to Daddy?
Oh, thank you.
Yay! Yay! Good job. But it was just a long waiting game of everybody getting their vaccinations. A lot of time at home and watching our little boy grow up, so that was a little bit special. But it did get very old very quickly. Our poor child turn into a different child during that time, which is totally understandable. Lockdowns are hard, but I think they're the hardest on the little babies because they have so much energy, and to keep them locked up inside all day, they couldn't go to the parks, couldn't go on play dates, couldn't go to play groups. It was just very hard for him and very stressful for all three of us after a certain point.
You learned to open the fridge?
But eventually Auckland did open up again very slowly, and it was so nice. We started exploring again and doing all the local hikes and walks and beach trips, and it was just really great. And I kind of feel like as soon as that happened, we haven't stopped exploring Auckland, especially because Billy doesn't have work still, because we're not at the level that they can start working at. Playing with sand. And most recently we had our first little Kiwi Christmas, and it turned out a lot more magical than I was thinking. I was a little grumpy leading right up to it because I was like, oh, it's not going to be a white Christmas and there's no magic about it and blah blah blah. But as soon as we set foot into Tauranga, it was so nice. We got to stay with our friends and our friends' parents, and it was just really lovely being able to spend some time, if not with our immediate family, than with our friends and their family. It was also incredible because we spent half of Christmas Day at the beach. I got sunburnt. It was great. But yeah, it was just really special getting to witness firsthand a different culture's Christmas, especially on the other hemisphere. It's completely different. I feel like a lot of really big things happened, but the entire year was dictated by COVID. The first half of the year was waiting to get to New Zealand to start our job, to start our new life because of COVID. And then we had a few glorious months of nothing, no COVID at all. And then it happened again, and we got super locked down again, and it got really depressing again. And we're just very happy to be at this point where it kind of feels like it's all completely in the past, hopefully. And we are just so looking forward to next year. We're so grateful to be here in New Zealand, and I'm also just so grateful for everybody that is here and along with us through this journey. I know that me and Billy have grown so much, and it's also so fun watching our baby boy grow up. It's one of my, I'm getting emotional right now, but it is one of my very favorite things to go back and watch some older videos and see how much he's grown, because we really did catch like so many great memories of him, some of his first steps, and just trying to capture his personality. And I think that we will always treasure these videos, and I think he will too. You are such a stinker. Interesting way of getting your socks off. Love the determination though. Oh, there you go. You did it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Can you fit through? Dump. But again, thank you so much for being here with us, because I love this little community of friends that we've made on here, and I just love talking with all you guys. And even for much more selfish reasons, I love getting all the tips and the help from all of you guys. So thank you so much. So one of the big things is that for this next year, I probably won't do like an actual set of goals, because that's not really what we're about, but I think I do really want to focus on the things that make us happy and the things that really enrich our lives, because I think a lot of people are starting to realize this. It sucks being in like the rat race and being in the hustle culture, which I definitely got sucked into for a little bit. I'm all about living the slow life right now, and so I think that's what I'm going to try to focus on for this next year. Just doing the things that genuinely make us happy, slowing down and enjoying the life that we have. We are so incredibly blessed and privileged to be living the life that we're living, and we both recognize that. I can't say it enough. I'm just so grateful. We'll be doing a lot more adventuring. Of course, I'm sure all of you know that we'll be doing our big South Island trip in just a couple weeks, and I'm so excited. Well, I think that's it. I think that's our whole year summed up into one little video, which just seems crazy. It seems so big. Like, I kind of finished this and I was like, wow, that's it. That didn't sound like that much. Anyways, feel free to comment below, first of all, how long you've been with us, and then second, why you watched our videos this past year, like what kind of content you enjoyed seeing and what kind of content you would like to see more of. Not saying I'm gonna change any of our content because what we make is what we make, but I'm just so curious. Sometimes I just don't understand why anybody watches, so it's really fun hearing it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and again for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.